All right, so the last meso of training went super well. And today we're integrating some running as a warm-up because it's an arm day, but we're gonna go over the last block, how that went, what we excelled in, and what we didn't do so well in, and what we're gonna fix. So let's get started. So let's start by addressing the prehistoric animal in the room, which, if it's not that obvious by looking at my legs, by cycle, I clearly meant mesocycle, so last block of training, in which I reintroduced myself into, I started primarily lifting for powerlifting again because I'm prepping for the Texas American Challenge through the 100% Raw Federation, and I think things are going really well. Again, like in my last video, I said I started at 308 pounds for my 3 sets of 5 barbell squats, but as time went on, I had to kind of change into a top set, back off set sort of method because my muscle endurance just isn't where I want it to be. So I think my next hypertrophy cycle, I'm going to work on that, and that'll be sort of the primary focus for getting stronger for the H-Town showdown. Now, I also want to say that even though I had to do that, I also do believe I underestimated myself when coming into squats, because I started, while I may have started at the highest that I've ever started, 308 pounds for 5 reps. I feel like the ascending progression or the loads from week to week were too small in between. And so on that last week where I was really driven to hit that RPE 10 and give it everything I had, I took too big of a jump because I did feel like I could do the weight. I was just getting gassed out by the sheer load that was on my back. So we worked up all the way to 353 pounds. But we only did 3 reps. I think this is a good thing. I definitely felt like I had more in the tank. I just didn't want to risk everything so far away from the meet. So we did what we had to do, and then we did our back off sets with less weight, 336.5 pounds for 5 repetitions, which puts me right where I want to be, 374, 379 pounds as a 1 rep max or projected 1 rep max. And so that makes me very happy. Bench press. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that this is the lift that gets me the most excited because it's finally going super well. I finally found that sweet spot, and even though it's taken me a long time, I think it's finally there to where I can finally bench what I've always thought I was supposed to bench, but I just always kind of blamed like my genetics. Like I'm not meant to bench that much, but really I was just kind of holding myself back. I put myself into positions where I was training my chest more so than the bench press, if that makes sense. And that's why, you know, you will sort of notice that that's my more predominant body part, but I wasn't getting much better at the bench press. And now that I've sort of traded training my chest, or what I thought theoretically was training my chest into more like building tension and allowing that slow, steady pause. Man, it's just blown up. Like it feels like I can do any weight, put any weight on the bar, and I can do it. But obviously it's gonna take some time and some signaling, some adaptation growth for that to happen. So, sorry, I'm talking with my hands a lot today. We started at 204 for 5 reps, and this is the one thing that I can do for straight sets. Squats and deadlifts, not so much. Deadlifts are pretty much a no-show. Sometimes squats I can do for straight sets, but not most of the time. And bench press, that's the one that I can really ride through all the sets. Yeah, the RPE changes a little bit, but that's normal. For me, anyway. I'm really bad at endurance type stuff, as you may have been able to tell by that beginning clip of the video. But yes, we worked our way all the way up to 237 pounds. It was fantastic, and I was far enough away from the meet to where I felt okay taking a 1 rep max attempt. Finally! That was a big win, and I'm so happy I went for it. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I'm happy I did because I got it. If I hadn't have got it, I would have been depressed and told myself, "Wow, why'd you make that stupid mistake?" As I did on the deadlift. Finally, my deadlift progression, which towards the end didn't seem like it was progressing at all, but I'm actually okay with it because I've convinced myself that things are going the way they're supposed to go. Whether that's true or not has yet to be seen. We're 8 weeks out still, we'll see. But we started at 407 for 1 or 2 reps, really lackluster sort of start to the mesocycle. I just hadn't been taking any heavy singles since like November, I think, or the beginning of the year, where I tried to get 495, and I think in my head that has been haunting me. And so I worked my way up to a PR of 451 pounds or 205 kilos for 3 repetitions, the heaviest triple I've ever done for especially hook grip conventional. Like, that's ridiculous. For me anyways, that is a ridiculous triple. Which was amazing. But I also felt a lot of low back fatigue and sort of just like posterior chain weakness, which maybe might have contributed to the squats being less repetitions than what I got. But I'm gonna throw that more into like the overall shear load sort of fatigue, as opposed to, you know, a posterior chain weakness, because I felt really strong on the triple. And then when it came to that last week, I thought, okay, this is the perfect time to get like really heavy loads, like let's say a 1 rep max, or even like 95% of a 1 rep max for deadlifts, because I can recover from a single and it won't create too much fatigue to where, you know, it's not a straight progression from that triple. I then overshot it because I still had that 495 in my head. Like, why can't I get that? Why can't I get 495 pounds or 5 plates on each side? And so I loaded up 496 pounds or whatever that is in kilos, because I used kilo plates. And of course, way freaking heavier. And because they're closer to the bar, you get less slack even with the deadlift bar. And I also prefer to deadlift with my Rogue deadlift bar as opposed to the Texas deadlift bar. I know that's super controversial, I know, but, and yeah, that's the one they're gonna be using at TSS for the Texas American Challenge, but I just don't like it. I feel like it doesn't bode well to my type of deadlifting or my technique or whatever it happens to be. I just can't get used to it. But with the Rogue deadlift bar, I feel like I have, because leveraging, my position is always great. I know the bar. Okay, yeah, I own the Rogue deadlift bar and I don't own the Texas deadlift bar, so it's a little unfair, I get it. But what I'm trying to say is that I overshot, and clearly I didn't get it. I should have just went for 485 to match my sumo all-time best, but I didn't. Okay, deadlifts could have been better, but I'll take it. Bench is the best it's ever been, and squats are getting there. They need some work, but I'm proud of the progress. Anyway, I would like to create more content based on gym equipment, so let me know what you guys would like for me to talk about, and I'll talk about it. I'm also in the middle of a prep, so obviously you guys are gonna get more videos like that. If you like that type of content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you're new, like the video if you like this type of video, and comment down below what you guys would think I'll get at this meet, like squat, bench, deadlift, and even guess my body weight. Like, most people can't tell, so let me know in the comments below. All right, I'll see you guys in the next flex.